It's so good to be here today. We're starting a new series called Paradoxes, and where we're looking at some things in the faith that seem like they should be opposites. And that what we're going to find in the next couple of weeks is that in these paradoxes, we find some keys to life with God. And as you see the graphic there, non-dairy creamer. I was thinking about a couple of fun paradoxes, and the first one that came to mind is jumbo shrimp. I just love that. And in fact, it's really not jumbo shrimp because you cook them and then they're smaller. And then clean dirt. And then I was thinking about when I was a teenager, and a clean room was a paradox for me, and as well as a good report card. So, and then I don't know if this is a paradox or not, but it's kind of a soapbox of mine right now. The whole Dippin' Dots thing, that they're ice cream of the future, yeah, they've been saying that since 1990. So I think there's some kind of paradox in there. We're all getting hosed on that. We have this desire within us to be great. From an early age, we are put in school and lessons and teams and clubs to be great. And what we're going to look at here is that Jesus takes greatness and he flips it on us. And we find the secret to being great. So I was thinking about my life as long as it's been. I turn 28 tomorrow. And I feel all the gray hair sitting in and everything. And I'm just waiting until I get a discount at the movies. And so I was thinking about that. And as a kid, the first thing is I wanted to be Michael Jordan. And, oh good, the last service laughed. Thank you so much. I was like, what? I can't be Michael Jordan. And so what I would do is I would go in this little, we had this little like den thing where I had a basketball goal. It was like 7 feet tall. And so I would go with my Michael Jordan jersey and practice. And I had the headband and the shoes and everything. And I would practice slam dunks on this 7-foot goal. I needed a trampoline half the time. And I would practice the jump shots and the fadeaways because I wanted to be the next great basketball player. Well, then came middle school tryouts, and I was like 4'1", and so that really didn't work. And so then I was like, well, maybe we'll try music. So I wanted to be Michael Jackson. I warned you. So I wanted to be Michael Jackson. So I went and got the jeans and rolled them up with some penny loafers, okay? And then I got the shirt. We had white tube socks going on. And then I was missing one ingredient, so I got the glove. The sequins, yeah, who's bad now? And so I would go and I would practice. I would sing into a pitch pipe, and I would practice all the Michael Jackson songs, even the Thriller dance. I mean, everything. I had it down, even the moonwalk. I mean, I would spend hours moonwalking everywhere. Like, why are you late? Oh, I'm just moonwalking there. And then I realized that I was not going to be the next pop icon, because I was didn't have a whole lot of rhythm, and couldn't sing extremely high, and the glove just wasn't working out for me. And so I pursued greatness all throughout the rest of my life, looking at going, how can I excel at something? How popular can I be, or how strong, or how gifted, or how talented, or what does it take to be great? Because we see greatness all around us, and there's something magical about when you see someone doing something great, and it's very attractive to us. Yesterday, I watched LeBron James play basketball. Wow, like, I think he's a robot or an alien. He's not from around here. He is just unbelievable. He's just like playing with these pros, and it's just greatness. Where you see a great score of music, you see a pianist that's just been playing all their lives, and they just play and make it look so easy. You see an artist paint something that's just great, and you're going, I want to do that. But the problem is that society has said, if you want to be great, you have to be the strongest, the smartest, the fastest, the brightest, the cutest, the most talented to be great. And then we hold these people up as almost people that are not unreachable and saying, you be great. And here in our scripture, Jesus totally flips this around for us. And it's beautiful, because what's happened is he has just predicted his death the second time. And the disciples really didn't quite get it. They're still not ready to really take these words to heart. And so he's going through Jerusalem. He's trying to remain silent. He doesn't want to be seen. His public ministry is coming to an end. And he catches the disciples in a question. They're questioning and quarreling, and they're having a question and debate about who's the greatest. Like, who's the best disciple? Who's the disciple of disciples? Like, who is your favorite disciple? Like, which one is like the disciple? Earlier, they came down from the Mount of Transfiguration, and And down they had this amazing experience, and on the way down they were arguing for who gets to sit at the right and left hand of God. So the disciples are always missing the point just a little bit. And so Jesus has to go and he sits down in this authoritative stance, and he's saying to them, I'm about to show you again what it means to be great. And so he says, whoever wants to be first, you be last and the servant of all. He takes greatness and flips it around. Now, we don't like to be last in anything, right? I mean, we want to be first for everything, right? I remember in middle school we would run these things called ponderosas, and you'd have thought it was the Boston Marathon, and I was last every time. I mean, imagine saying, hey, coach, but, Jesus said the first are last and the last are first, right? I mean, this works here, doesn't it? Or yeah, well, mom, dad, I know I'm last in my class right now, but here's the great news. In Mark 9, Jesus said the last are first, so really, hey, it went for me, right? No. And so what he does, he flips this around in such a cool way and says, no, I know you think you know what greatness is. And anytime, I love when Jesus always says, you've heard it said, but now I tell you. Anytime that happens in your scriptures, you know something's about to come. One writer said that being alone with the New Testament is a dangerous thing. And I would agree in this, because he's saying, I'm about to mess your view of greatness, totally change it. If you're first, you become last and become the servant of all. From this, we can see that Jesus redefined greatness. It says that he came not to be served, but to serve. And this service led him to give his life as a ransom for many. That of all the people that could have came to earth and walked on earth and lived on earth and be served, it could have been Jesus. But he came to serve. I love the poetic language in Philippians 2 when Paul is writing about how this idea that Jesus came and to our world, that he considered that his right to be God, he set that aside and became humbled himself and became obedient to death, even death on a cross. And that he set aside his right to be served. And he came and served. So this message of what it means to be great is redefined by Jesus, by the character of Jesus, by the message of Jesus. And then Jesus, we see this story as we peek into John's gospel about another example of what it means to be great. That they're at this last meal and Jesus, his public ministry is coming to an end. This last night they're sharing a meal together. And the disciples, they walk into this room to have this meal, and the foot washer didn't show up. And this was very rare for that day, because they would lean and eat back in such a way that their feet were all up in your space area. And I don't know about you, but I don't really like feet. They're real weird. I don't know. I have a foot phobia thing. So like if you're around me and you don't have shoes on, or I don't know, I'm just like, whoa, give me like 10 feet radius with the feet stuff, okay? And so they walked around all day long, and they just got junk on their feet. And so they're eating a meal. Well, we have to wash the feet so that when my feet are in your face, they're not all junkified. I don't know. And so what happens here is these guys, they walk in and they're going to dinner, and they realize that no one came. The foot washer didn't come. So one by one, the disciples, they see this and they go and they sit down, and I can just picture them like jockeying for position for where to sit by Jesus. Okay, they're like, okay, all right, we got a 3 in 5 chance that Jesus is going to sit there. And so they're doing all this, and all along, there's no servant to wash the feet. So they file in, and here Jesus comes in and he sits down, ready to share this meal with them, and realizes, oh, there's no one to wash the feet. And so he's thinking, I wonder what was going through his mind. He's going, guys, 3 years, miracle after miracle after miracle. I've told you that I'm going to suffer at the hands of men. I've shown you what service is. I've shown you what it means to lay down your life. And here we are. You can't even wash my feet. So he gets up. That was just dusty commentary, by the way. That's not in the Bible. I was just thinking. And he gets up and takes his outer garment off and grabs a towel and a basin. He says, we've got to get this service thing right. And he proceeds to lower himself and wash the feet of the disciples. For Jesus, he redefined greatness by saying, greatness is being a servant. If you want to see the posture and the picture of greatness It's a towel and a water basin. And here, the Son of God is washing feet. And I like that about Jesus. A lot of other gods claim to have been raised from the dead and have claimed to do miracles and claimed to have a second coming. And here our God says, I identify with you so much that I washed feet and I was a servant. And I like that. He said this beautiful language. He said, I am your teacher and your master, and I've washed your feet. And I've set you an example that you are to follow, and you will be blessed if you do the same. And so for us, the mystery of greatness is not that much of a mystery. It's simple. If you want to be great, you serve. Instead of sitting at the heads of tables and climbing our way to the top of corporate America and trying to be the best we can and we're first place or second place is the first loser and only the strong survive. No. We have this whole other way about going about greatness. That you serve. You serve. I think we're wired for service too. I think that there's something in us, in our DNA, that as we become Christ followers, that gets in us, that's something about service is really, really attractive to us. And we respond to other people's needs, and we get excited and energized by being a servant to people. Lately for students, we've been talking about things in the world that aren't right or that ain't right, as we call it. And we get away with slang words, and it's fun. And so we've been talking about these things, and if you want to find out the mind of your kids or grandkids, they actually believe that they can change the world, like not lip service, but they really believe it. And so when they hear things like, oh, there's like all these people in the world that don't have clean water, they believe that they can go and bring them clean water, okay? And so this isn't a pipe dream to them. They found out there's 27 million slaves in 2009, and they're going, I thought slavery was abolished. What? So that doesn't, no. And so what's happening is we're starting to see this, how they're wired, and they're starting to unleash this creativity and this passion on serving people that are their neighbors halfway across the world. And they're wired that way. And you and I, we have this deep within us that it's better to really give than to receive. And it's better, life is better that way. And in these paradoxes, we see this stuff that it's actually true. And so we're created with this desire to be a servant. We follow after Jesus, our Lord, and he was a servant, and so should we. And this is happening all around us. These children, they've been raising money for an offering. They built a latrine last year in this African village, and now they're going to build 2 this year. And they were so excited to take up offerings in their class and the different stuff on Sunday mornings, and that they raised enough money to build this for the price of like a plasma TV. They changed a whole village. And they got the letters back, and I got to read them from the kids, some of the girls that they were able to build this for. And one of the girls said, thank you for making me feel like a queen. Like, that's the type of stuff that they're getting into, that they're wired for. Some people here, they have this passion for building, making a house a home, is what I was told. That they go into these people that don't have houses and through Habitat build a house, and they go in and use their decorating gifts and skills and make it a home. Because everyone really deserves a home and somewhere that they can rest and be themselves and have acceptance. And that's what they do. There's a guy here that the fact that we still don't have clean water to everybody just irks him to no end. So he's leveraged his business prowess and his contacts and his resources to building water wells one at a time, and created a website and a company and a movement, because we're all wired to serve other people. It's part of our makeup. And so we see this, that the first will be last and the servant of all. I wonder what it would look like for us to embrace this. To say, you know what? The definition of greatness as prescribed by society. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to serve. And I'm going to be a successful businessman or businesswoman or mom or dad or athlete or coach or teacher. I'm going to be great, but I'm going to be great with a towel in my pocket. And I'm going to serve. I'm going to serve, and I'm going to serve, and I'm going to serve. That coworker that I just love to be around, I'm going to serve. That boss that never gets on my nerves, I'm going to serve them. And that neighbor that I try to avoid, I'm going to serve. And the random people that I run into, I'm going to serve. And that's what I'm going to do because that's how I'm wired. And if I really want to be great, that's the route to go, is to serve. Kids, I'm going to give you a quick lesson. If you want to just blow your parents' mind, go home today and clean your room without them asking. Oh, it would be revolutionary. They would say, where has our kid gone? Or like do the trash before the trash man's coming down the street. Like, take it out, right? And actually do it. Do homework before Sunday night at 10 o'clock and go and serve your parents that way. Parents, serve your children. Parents, your children are screaming for an example saying, this corporate America is not where it's at. Show me how to serve. I understand you can run a company, but can you teach me how to serve? Because I want to live for something bigger. Because you see, this world over here with the prestige and the title and the money, that's cool, but like in Sunday school, I made someone feel like a queen. That's a better story. Mom, Dad, show me that story. And that's what they want to see. It's a better story. This is cool, but greatness is found in serving. So imagine what could happen if a bunch of Christ followers got together and said, the principal organizing factor for us getting together is our service to other people. And we're going to serve people in our community, people outside of our community, people that are friends, people that are not our friends, people that are close to us, people far away, people we like, people we don't like. We are going to serve them until we are blue in the face, because that is what we do. We serve people. People don't need to be preached to anymore. They've heard enough sermons. People can go and listen to music on TV, and it's special and it's great, but guess what people need? They need to be served. They have needs. We meet needs. Love meets needs. That's what we do. And so this week I have an interesting challenge for us. I want you to serve as much as you can this week. Open random doors. Give smiles to people. Hey, go hug people. Hey, it's weird, but they'll be cool with it. Love people in ways. Reach out. Buy someone's meal. Pay someone's toll. Serve, 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 serve. You have your towel in your back pocket and go and wash people's feet. Even if you're afraid of feet, if they freak you out, it's okay. Just serve every chance you get. And I promise you, life will be more rewarding. Life will be more rich. Because Jesus said, go and do the same, and you will be blessed if you do this. So if you want to be great, if you want to follow in the footsteps of Christ, be the servant of all. Be willing to carry a towel and wash the feet of everyone you come in contact with. And you'll be great. You will be great.